All right, let's be honest. The advice to niche down is everywhere. Everyone is talking about it, and probably for good reason. It is a great way to get your start. But have you ever felt like it's trapping you? Like it's killing your very passion, the passion that made you want to create in the first place? You started your channel to be free, to share all the things that you love, and to build something that actually matters. But now you feel stuck. You're making the same videos over and over, terrified to try something new because the algorithm might freak out and your views could tank. And that is not a good feeling or a good thing for sure. But what if I told you that niching down is just the first step? What if the real path to creative freedom and explosive growth isn't about getting smaller, but about standing for something bigger? In this video, I'm going to show you how to evolve from building a niche to building a movement. And I'll give you practical, actionable steps to build a loyal community around a shared mission, giving you the freedom to create what you want to create, something that you truly love, and then you can build a thriving business around it.
From an undisclosed location, somewhere on planet Earth, here is your host, Rob Jarrett.
You know, for years, the gurus have been chanting the mantra, the riches are in the niches. And they weren't wrong. Niching down has been a super solid way to get discovered. You become the Cato for beginners, the guy or the minimalist office girl. The algorithm gets you, your audience knows what to expect, and the growth is predictable. But the creator economy is evolving, and relying on a narrow niche can become a trap, man. Millions of creators are feeling the squeeze right now. The first sign you're in this trap is the fear. It's the fear of picking the wrong niche and wasting months or even years, on content that goes nowhere. So you spend weeks spinning your wheels, paralyzed by the indecisiveness and trying to find that magical sweet spot of passion, profit, and low competition. Probably doesn't even exist anyway. Then if you do pick a niche, if you pick one and get some traction, a whole new kind of dread sets in, man. It's called creative burnout. You become a prisoner of your own success. The topic that once lit you up, made you feel good, now feels like a cage. You have new interests and new ideas you want to explore, but your audience signed up for one specific thing. If you're the guy who reviews 80s action figures, what happens when you get passionate about sustainable farming? Nothing good, man. It feels like you can't pivot. You're stuck choosing between your own creative fulfillment and your audience's expectations. And that is a slow death for any creator. And this can lead to the dreaded growth plateau. You've tapped out your niche. Everyone who's into underwater basket weaving has already found your channel. Your views flatline, your sub-growth stalls, and you're left thinking, all right, is this it? I'm stuck in a small pond, man, unable to reach the huge ocean of potential viewers that is just beyond the shore. In the final piece of the trap, it's tough to monetize your full self. You're a multifaceted person with tons of interests and skills, but because you've branded yourself as the Excel tips person, it feels weird and off-brand to suddenly sell a course on landscape photography or to do a sponsorship for a coffee brand. Your monetization gets stuck in the same silo as your content, and it leaves you boxed in. And the truth is, while finding a starting niche is still super important, especially for getting found, the old way of thinking, staying in that little tiny box forever, is being replaced by something way more powerful and way more authentic. And it's very freeing. It's time to stop thinking only like a niche creator and start thinking like a movement leader. So what's the alternative? If a niche is a box, a movement is a direction. It's a total shift in how you see your channel, your audience, and your purpose. A niche is defined by a topic. A movement is defined by a cause, a mission, or a shared belief. Think about the most powerful brand creators out there. Patagonia isn't just a clothing company, it's a movement for protecting our planet. Gary Vaynerchuk doesn't just talk about marketing, he leads a movement of entrepreneurs who believe in hustle and accountability. Their content isn't stuck in the narrow subject, and they can talk about gear, activism, business, mindset, and it all feels right because it serves their central mission. And that's a freedom, man. That's a freedom that a movement gives you. Building a movement means you stop asking, what topic should I make a video about? And you start asking, what change do I want to inspire? And who are the people I want to bring together? Your focus shifts from passive viewers to active members. Your audience isn't just there to consume. They're there because they believe in what you believe. They see your channel as a rallying cry, a community that finally gets them, that bond 1,000 times stronger than a simple subscriber-creator relationship. When you build a movement, you're no longer chained to content format or a topic. You're free to evolve. Your content can and it should grow. It should grow with you as long as what you create serves the core mission. Your audience will come along for the ride. Why? Because they didn't subscribe just for the what. They subscribed for the why. They're invested in your journey, your values, in the world you're trying to build together. This approach is more than just authentic. You're not performing as the expert on one thing anymore. You're showing up as a leader, sharing your real story, your real struggles, and your passions. This makes you human and builds a deep, lasting trust that's not possible when you're just a faceless source of information. So the old model focuses on finding a topic and sticking to it. The new model focuses on building a community and a shared culture around that starting point. The old model monetizes with ads. The new model creates its own products, aligned partnerships and memberships that let your biggest fans get closer to the mission. And this is the blueprint for a channel that can last for a lifetime, one that gives you creative freedom to pivot, explore, and grow, all the while building a loyal, engaged audience that will support you every step of the way. It's the difference between building a channel and building a legacy. Okay, this all sounds great in theory, but how do you actually do it? It all starts with one crucial step, and that is defining your mission. And your mission is the North Star for your entire channel. It's the big idea that guides every video you create, every product you launch, every community decision you make. And to nail this down, you need to answer 3 core questions. So seriously, get out a pen and a paper because this is the most important work you'll do for your channel. What am I truly passionate about? And I don't mean a passing interest. I mean the thing that you just can't shut up about, the thing you're always thinking about or learning about. What's a core value that drives you? Maybe it's freedom, like it is for me. Or maybe it's creativity, curiosity, sustainability, or self-improvement. Forget what's popular for a second. What's the central theme of your life? What's the emotional heart of your movement, the passion that will attract people who feel the exact same way? What unique skill or expertise can you offer? This is the practical part. Passion alone isn't enough. You need a way to deliver it. A skill is the how that helps your audience. And if your mission is empowering people to live more intentional lives, well, your skill might be teaching productivity or some kind of system or financial literacy. If your mission is helping people reconnect with nature, your skill could be hiking, photography, or gardening. You've got to combine your passion with a real skill that provides value and solves a problem for your audience. And third, and this is a big one, who am I serving? A movement needs people. You need to get super clear on who you want to bring together. Don't just think about demographics like age and gender. Think about what do these people believe in? And what are their hopes, their fears, their frustrations? What do they care about? A great place to do this is go read the comments on the channels you admire. Listen to the conversations they're already having. Your movement has to be built on a deep empathy for the people you want to lead. They need to feel like you see them, you hear them, and you understand them. So let's put it all together. A mission statement for a movement-based channel is going to look something like this. I, who, achieve transformation by teaching them a skill so that we can collectively build a world that values whatever your mission or your cause is. Now, so let's fill that in with this example. I help aspiring creators, that's the who, find their voice and build an audience, that's the transformation, by teaching authentic storytelling, the skill, so we can create a more genuine and connected internet. That's the mission. So you see how powerful that is. It's not a niche thing like YouTube tips. It's a mission, a cause. It gives you a clear filter for every single decision. So when you're brainstorming a new video, you won't just ask, is this a good keyword? You'll ask, does this serve my mission and my people? And that clarity is your foundation. Hey, if you're serious about building a modern personal brand, let's take it to the next level. Grab my free Authentic Brand Starter Kit. It is packed with tools and strategies to kickstart your journey. The link is in the description, and you can have it right now for free. Also, I've put together a very complete ebook and an audiobook version on how to create a modern personal brand. It's a deep dive into crafting your unique identity. And if that is not enough and you'd like some personalized guidance, I am happy to help you out because I offer one-on-one coaching and consulting to help you reach your full potential. Again, I'm going to put those links in the description. And now let's get into it again. So once you've got your mission, it's time to turn that big vision into a real sustainable content strategy. And this is where you build your content pillars. Think of these as the core themes that hold up your entire mission, okay? They give your channel structure and consistency, but still leave you tons of room for creative flexibility. And your pillars aren't just random topics. They should flow directly from your mission statement. So let's use our example again, okay? I help aspiring creators find their voice by teaching authentic storytelling so we can create a more genuine and connected internet. Now, from that, our pillars could be, number one, authentic storytelling. This is where you have videos on finding your personal story, being vulnerable on camera, and connecting with an audience on an emotional level. Audience building. This covers growth, but through your mission's filters. So instead of just SEO hacks, it's how to use SEO to find people who need your message or building real community in your comments. Creative mindset is number three. This pillar hits the why behind it all. Videos on overcoming fear, imposter syndrome, avoiding burnout, and staying true to your vision. See how they're different but all connected. They all point back to that main mission. And this lets you create a ton of different content that still feels cohesive. Your audience knows the general vibe, but they're always getting fresh ideas. And within these pillars, you want a mix of content. You need your big hero videos that establish your authority. You need your regular hub videos, like a weekly series that people can rely on. And you need help videos that answer specific questions, which are fantastic for bringing new people in through the search. And you absolutely have to use YouTube Shorts. Shorts are your movement's recruiting tool. Use them to share quick, valuable clips from your longer videos, answer common questions, or show behind the scenes moments that reinforce your mission. That's how you reach new people and bring them into your world. The key is to always be thinking about your audience. Every single video must provide value. It should either educate, inspire, or entertain the specific people you're trying to serve. Just ask yourself, is this valuable and relatable for my people? If the answer is yes, you're on the right track. And this system ensures that you're not just throwing spaghetti on the wall, you're strategically building a library of resources that becomes the foundation of your movement. Now, if this idea of building a movement is starting to click for you, I know that the first step, which is defining your mission, can be sometimes the toughest part. And to help you out, I've created a free one-page mission to movement planner. It'll walk you through the exact questions we just talked about to help you find what is your passion, your skill, and your people, and then wrap it up into a nice, powerful mission statement. It's a tool I wish I had when I was starting out. And the link is right in the top of the description. It's totally free. My gift to you. Okay? Go out and get it. So a movement is not a monologue. It's a conversation. It needs a home base, a place where your people can gather, connect, and feel like they belong. You have to consciously design your YouTube channel to be more than just a content library. It needs to be a community hub. And this starts with your branding, your channel banner, your profile picture, and especially your about section. It needs to scream your mission. A new visitor should get exactly what you're about in just seconds. Don't just list the topics you cover. Tell them why you cover them. Tell them who the channel is for and what you believe in. Use your channel trailer to give them a powerful intro to the mission and a real reason to subscribe and join your journey. Next, organize your content strategically. Use playlists to group your videos by your content pillars. And this does two things. First, it guides your viewers from one relevant video to the next, which massively boosts watch time. And secondly, it visually shows new people the structure of your movement. When they see organized playlists like Find Your Story, Build Your Tribe, or Create with Freedom, they instantly get the journey you're offering. But the most important part of building a hub is engagement. You have to shift from being a broadcaster to being a convener. Your job isn't done when you hit publish. That's when it starts, actually. Make it a rule to reply to as many comments as you can, especially in the first few hours. Ask open-ended questions. Ask them in your videos and comments and get people talking. Pin a thoughtful comment from a community member to show you're listening. And please use the YouTube community tab. It is so underutilized. Post polls, ask questions, share behind the scenes photos, and link to older videos that are relevant. And this keeps the conversation going between uploads, and it makes your subscribers feel like insiders. And finally, think about creating a dedicated space for your community to connect with each other, like a Discord server or a Facebook group. And this is where viewers can turn into a true community, forming friendships and deepening their connection to the movement. When you empower your biggest fans to connect with each other, you build a self-sustaining ecosystem. Your channel is the gateway. The community is the destination. And the final piece of the puzzle, the part that gives you the real freedom, is monetization. With the strictly niche channel, monetization can sometimes feel pretty tacked on. You get enough views, you turn on ads, and maybe you get a random sponsor. But in a movement, monetization is woven into the mission itself. You don't just monetize your views, you monetize the mission in a way that actually helps your community. And the best way to do this is by creating your own products or services that help your audience with the exact transformation your mission promises. If your movement is about financial freedom for freelancers, you could create a course on pricing, offer coaching, or sell budget templates. These aren't just random products. They're the logical next step for your most engaged fans. They're happy to pay for it because they already trust you and believe in the cause. Affiliate marketing also becomes way more authentic. Instead of just pushing whatever was a high commission, you only recommend products you actually use and that perfectly align with your movement's values. If your movement is about sustainable living, partnering with an ethical brand feels very natural and adds value. It doesn't just feel like you're selling out. And channel memberships are a perfect fit here. You can offer exclusive content, behind the scenes access, and private community for your most dedicated supporters. And they aren't just paying for perks. They are chipping in to support the mission's growth. And tools like super thanks and super chats become way more meaningful too, because they're a direct way for your community to contribute. Even brand deals changed. You're no longer just selling a 60-second ad spot. You're offering brands a chance to align with your entire movement. And you can charge higher rates because you're not just offering views, you're offering access to a highly engaged and trusting community. Brands who share your values will see the immense power of what you're doing. The key is to always make sure your monetization serves the mission. You've got to ask yourself, does this product or sponsorship help my community get closer to our shared goal? If it does, you can sell with total confidence. If it doesn't, you have the integrity to say no. This is how you build a profitable business that doesn't just make you money, but actually deepens your bond with your audience and fuels your movement for years to come. So the whole point of being a creator is supposed to be freedom, freedom of expression, financial freedom, and freedom to build a life you're passionate about. But for too long, the idea of being stuck in one of these tiny little niches has felt like the opposite, man. It's felt like a rigid box. The path to real freedom isn't about shrinking yourself to fit to a category. It's about finding a niche to plant your flag and then expanding from that spot into a purpose. It's about building a movement. We walk through the first 4 steps. First, define your mission by connecting your passion, your skill, and your people. Second, build your content pillars to give your channel focus. And then third, turn your channel into a community hub where people feel like they belong. And of course, fourth, monetize your mission in a way that feels authentic and serves your cause. This path isn't a shortcut. It takes real self-reflection and a deep commitment to the people that you serve, but the reward is massive. It's a loyal community that will follow and support you through every creative pivot you ever make. It's a business that's both profitable and fulfilling. And most importantly, it's the freedom to be yourself, create what you love, and make a real impact. So man, the choice is yours. You can stay in a box or you can build something bigger. And if you're ready to start building your movement, then subscribe to this channel, because that's what we're doing here together. And I want you to take the first step right now. Go down to the comments and tell me what is the mission that you want to build. Putting it out there is the first step to making it real. I read every single comment and I can't wait to see the movements that you're going to create. All right? So get out there, do something great for yourself today, do something great for somebody else, and be sure to come back, because I can't wait to see you the next time. Ladies and gentlemen, I am out. Again, thanks for stopping by today. If you like this content, take a look at some of my other episodes and be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe for future content. You can support my work with the links in the description below, and if you are serious about cultivating your personal brand, I have a free downloadable worksheet in the description that is the perfect place to start. It's simple, easy, and straightforward, no BS, and will get you laser focused on who you are and where you can take it. Check it out. I'll see you next time. Thanks again.
I'll be fine.